The letter that never came. Nathan made it to Boise. The drive from Denver took 2 days, long stretches of highway, cheap motels, Sophie asleep in the back seat with her stuffed elephant. When they crossed into Idaho, the land opened into high desert and distant mountains. Nathan felt a quiet shift inside him, not peace, but the finality of a door closed. His cousin gave them a spare room that smelled of sawdust. Nathan took the couch, Sophie got the mattress on the floor. The construction job started before dawn. He swung a hammer again, learned to keep his past to himself. The crew didn't ask questions. The paycheck came every Friday, small, steady, clean. Sophie started 2nd grade. She made friends who knew nothing of Denver, of a house with a yard, of a father who once wore a hard hat to meetings instead of job sites. She drew horses and mountains and stopped asking why they had left so suddenly. Months turned to seasons. Snow fell, then melted. Nathan saved enough for a 2-bedroom apartment with thin walls and a tiny balcony. They bought a used table, hung Sophie's drawings on the fridge. Life became ordinary in the way that heals. School runs, grocery lists, Saturday mornings at the park. One spring afternoon, Nathan came home to find a plain white envelope in the mail. No return address, postmarked Denver. The handwriting was precise, unmistakable. Eleanor Ashford. He took it outside to the balcony and opened it only after staring at the mountains for a long minute. The letter was short. Mr. Cross, I will not presume to ask forgiveness. An external review has confirmed your warnings about Riverside Commons were documented and ignored. Those responsible are gone. New protocols are in place, not for appearance, but for function. Restitution has been made to the affected community groups. Enclosed are copies of your emails, now part of the permanent record. Your name has been cleared internally and with industry contacts. This changes nothing about what you and your daughter endured. It is simply the truth, acknowledged too late. I will not contact you again. E.A. The attachments were photocopies of his old emails, polite professional questions about numbers that didn't add up. Now they bore official stamps, notations, vindication in black and white. Nathan read everything twice. He felt no surge of triumph, only a dull recognition that something had finally been set straight in rooms he would never enter again. That night he cooked spaghetti. Sophie talked about a school project on Idaho history. He listened, the letter folded in his pocket. Later, alone at the kitchen table, he considered his options. Anger, a demand for more, a reply. In the end, he slid the letter into a drawer with important papers, birth certificates, vaccination records, remnants of another life. Summer came. Nathan's reputation for honest work grew. He took on bigger jobs, schools, community centers, projects where transparency mattered. He taught his crew to document everything, to speak up early. A reporter called once, chasing a national story on quiet corporate corrections. Westbrook was mentioned as an unusual case. Did Nathan wish to comment? He declined. Years passed. Sophie learned to ice skate, falling and rising with fierce determination. Nathan watched from the bleachers every Saturday, waving when she looked up searching for him. When she was older and asked directly why they had left Colorado, he showed her the letter. She read it in silence. She tried, Sophie said finally, in her own way. Nathan nodded. Some people do. He never wrote back. The wrong could not be undone. The fear, the lean months, the nights he lay awake wondering how to feed his daughter, those remained. But in Boise, under wide skies, they built something new. A life defined not by what was taken, but by what they chose to keep. Some justice arrives without ceremony. Some restoration happens in the space between a letter sent and the quiet decision never to answer.